So we are coming to the conclusion of the 2-day national seminar on arts and architecture. Both the days we have had interesting sessions and paper presentations on various topics on arts and architecture. Today, this valedictory function is under the Professor V. Venkatachalam Endowment. I request our director, Dr. K.S. Balasubramanian sir, to give the welcome address.
As Dr. Yamuna said, we had 13 papers. As I said yesterday, since many of us have seen some form or popular forms of arts, namely dance, music and Shilpa, iconography, we wanted to explore other forms of arts also. As everybody said, there are 64 types of arts which have been described in some of our literature. So we have taken up some of them, namely metallurgy, wrestling, agriculture, Shakuna Sastra, Samudrika and so on. So which generally we don't see in seminars. And we hope to follow this seminar with more publications as well as another seminar on Bhakti literature in Sanskrit and Tamil, which would be open for many of our research scholars from different parts of the colleges, universities and also assistant professors. We are going to have 2 more workshops. One on Sanskrit literature, different aspects of Sanskrit literature. It would be a 2-day workshop which would give a lot of insight into different aspects of Sanskrit literature. All these 3 scholars, I hope and pray that they would be talking to us with their vast experiences on different aspects of Sanskrit literature, like Vedic literature, Darshana literature, classical literature, Alankara literature, and then we have technical literature, modern literature. These 6 topics we want to cover in 2 days. And we are going to have one more workshop on ancient Indian mathematics, like we did for our 70th anniversary celebration. And this program, the valedictory function, will be held under Professor V. Venkatachalam Endowment. And for some of those who don't know much about Professor V. Venkatachalam, Professor Venkatachalam was a student from our own college, Madras Sanskrit College. He was an expert in Sahitya, Vedanta and other subjects also. He was teaching here for some time and then he went to Vivekananda College. As you can see, all of us are from Vivekananda College and Dr. Prasant and others are there. Many of us are from Vivekananda College here. Presidency College, there is hardly 1 or 2, that's all. Professor Tyagarajan comes in both categories. So, he comes in both categories. No, I am talking of those who are in this line, not in the audience, academic line. Anyway, so Professor Venkatachalam was teaching in Vivekananda College and he left for Vikram University in Ujjain. As many of us know, Ujjain is the place of immortal poet Kalidasa. He used to come here very often and Dr. Janaki, the then director, many times has organized special programs for him and he used to give talks on many aspects. I remember some of his talks. One was on suspense in Sanskrit dramas. So he said, whether there is a word for suspense. And he was explaining all these things. But as we went out, Professor Raja, myself, and I think Professor Tyagarajan was with me. So he said, well, Professor Venkatachalam is saying all these things, but I think Akanksha will serve this purpose. I remember that. So many professors used to participate in all the lectures here, different aspects. And Professor Venkatachalam, we cannot forget his role in the All India Oriental Conference held after more than 70 years in Chennai, and the way he conducted the proceedings when things were going out of control. With his beautiful charm, at the same time with his stern, dictum, he was able to have control over many scholars from different parts of India, and then there was orderliness. And Professor Venkatachalam had a mastery over many languages, and we have seen him chairing sessions in Madras University also, and he used to correct the youngsters in a very smooth way. When one of our colleagues, not from here, from Madras University, said about a remark or translation by another professor from Kerala, even as he was talking, he said, "You are wrong." Then he called him aside. He said, "You can't talk like this." He is a senior professor, so you can talk to him in private and you can say, "This seems to be better." That's all. Don't say anybody is wrong. This is the way they were all trained, and they were also training people. And Professor Venkatachalam was in charge of the journal called Vikram for many number of years. And he used to host many from Samskrita Ranga, Professor Raghavan, Dr. Janaki, and a group of scholars who used to go to perform Sanskrit dramas there in Ujjain. And he was later made the chairman of ICPR, a rare privilege for a Sanskrit scholar. Then he was also vice chancellor in Banaras, Sampurnananda Sanskrit Vidyalaya. And he had received many awards from the Madhya Pradesh government as well as from different places, including the prestigious Padma Shri from Government of India. And Professor Venkatachalam was very amicable scholar, and in his memory, his family members instituted this endowment 2-3 years ago, but we could not commence this endowment lecture series because of COVID. And we were particular that Professor Radhakrishnan should inaugurate this endowment under Professor B. Venkatachalam. So it is apt that today Professor Radhakrishnan is there, because you can see the traits, almost all these traits in Professor Radhakrishnan. And Professor Venkatachalam's daughter, Mrs. Lalita, is very much with us. She has been teaching Sanskrit in college and schools, and she has been editing the journal Tattvaloka, and she is occupying one chair at the Kuppuswami Research Institute, and in the name of our mentor Dr. Janaki. And she is engaged in the translation of Mahakavyas, especially the Shishupala Vadam, and she is also working on some projects on Puranas, Itihasas at our research institute. And we are thankful to you, madam, for this endowment, because we cherish the memories of Professor Venkatachalam also. And it's very apt that Dr. C.S. Radhakrishnan is here with us. And he is my teacher. So Professor Vasu has to go today urgently to Bengaluru. Therefore he has left. And we fondly remember the way Professor Radhakrishnan used to take classes, whether it is Kadambari or Sanskrit literature or anything like that. So clear. Clear like the flow of stream. No waves, nothing. So clear. and he did PhD under Dr. Narasimhachari. And he learned so many things from Professor Narasimhachari, and the way he used to compose Sanskrit verses is similar to Professor Narasimhachari. Like Ananvaya Alankara. Narasimhachari sir and Professor Radhakrishnan. And not only that, the way he used to recite also resembles Professor Narasimhachari. When Sri Madhavan sir was chairing one session here, he observed this and he said, this itself is sufficient to say that our Radhakrishnan is a student of Narasimhachari. So he is also an Ashu Kavi, and his PhD on Yashobhushana Kavya Shatavari Vaibhava has been published, and he has also published other books, especially on Kalidasa and Alankara Shastras. He has been teaching in Vivekananda College for many years, and then he went to Central University Pondicherry as the professor of Sanskrit, where he has been teaching students from many places in India and abroad. And Professor Radhakrishnan is a much sought after person internationally. He had participated in so many World Sanskrit conferences in many parts of the world, Australia, Europe, USA, name it, or different parts of Asia, South Africa. So he had been a prominent person internationally, and I think after Professor Raghavan, it was only Dr. C.S. Radhakrishnan who was the member in International Association of Sanskrit Studies from South India. A rare honor. And his simplicity, his readiness to help any scholar. He has gathered many MPhils and PhDs, not only from Vivekananda College or Central University Pondicherry, but anybody who goes to him with his characteristic smile. He always used to help. And Professor Radhakrishnan is the most fitting person that we could think of to address us on this particular subject, art and architecture. I remember the way he conducted one public vivavos for a PhD candidate who happened to be the student of Dr. Padma Subramaniam. And she was so captivated. She admired Professor Radhakrishnan's beautiful talk and remarks that she used to call him for lectures wherever she went. Such is the eminence of Professor Radhakrishnan. We are thankful to sir. And since he is not feeling well, we would request you to talk from your seats. Please, you can sit and talk. And now I request Professor Srinivasan to honor Dr. C.S. Radhakrishnan with a small memento